And welcome everyone to the Red Divide. We're united. He's Liverpool. Together with the Red Divide. So we're here in Monaco. Great to see each other again. It's been too long.
Way too long.
It's been a really good catching up. But yeah, on to the more important things, like the football. I'll be the first to say I was happy to see Liverpool lose. However, they were robbed. Marcaz, talk us through it. What happened?
Well, Kaz, as you know, sitting in the pub watching the football today. Liverpool started brightly, started taking control of the game early on. And obviously we scored first. And the goal was given offside. For a second there, I had a look with the naked eye. I said, nah, never. It's not offside. Can never be offside. They're going to go and check it, right? Okay. Did the check. Didn't see any drawing of any lines. Didn't see them deliberating for anything more than a minute. And the goal was cancelled. At that point, I was a little bit dumbstruck as to how could they fuck this up so bad, right? Long story short, didn't give the goal. What plays out after that? Curtis Jones, red card. Fucking hell. Starting the game brightly, disallowed goal, and then we get a red card. So now, we've got to now try and change our tactics to get back into the game. Obviously readjust. So we do that. Everything's going well. What happens? Spurs score. Okay, one down. Let's go. Let's try and get back into this. Anyway, we try to play our game with 10 players. Obviously, wasn't happening. We managed to catch Spurs on the break, score a goal just before halftime. Good little finish from Cody. Unfortunately, picked up a knock along the way. Going into the break, 1-1 with 10 players. Fine, fair enough. Let's see what we can get in the second half. It's optimistic. Came out in the second half. Spurs controlled the game, had most of the chances. However, we almost caught them on the break a couple of times. Then in the 69th minute, Jota gets a second yellow card. Now, this is what I want to bring us back to. The first card he got was soft. Fine, fair enough. The second yellow card, he gets fouled. He gets kicked. And then what does he do? He retaliates. He comes back, puts a late challenge in, gets a second yellow card. We're down to 9 players. How did this even happen? What a catastrophic game of football. I feel that the ref was poor. He was shit. I didn't even know he has a job. I don't know. I can't even understand or fathom how that game went and how so many bad calls went against us. I don't get it. Now, obviously, after the game, the refs have come out and said, they made a mistake. Fuck me. Doesn't change the fact that we now lost the game, right?
It was real poor of them to not intervene sooner. Draw the lines, do your job. We know VAR is inconsistent. We've all been robbed. We've all, been on the short end of the stick there. But that was poor. For someone not to jump in and say, hey, stop there, where's the lines? Draw the lines, see where they're at, and go from there. I think you guys were robbed, and unfortunately an apology doesn't bring you back to 3 points. It's a 0, and you never know how that might affect the end of the season. Of course, pretty happy to see you lose. It's pretty good. Keep that up. I think I called it right. I predicted that you'd lose to Spurs.
Yeah, you did.
I never imagined in that fashion. You didn't deserve to lose. But football's an unforgiving sport. You don't always get what you deserve, unfortunately. And
and you know what? If we just go back to it, we did so well with 10 players, and then with 9 players, and then only for the ball to come in the 95th minute, a nice little ball on the floor, and score our own goal in the 95th minute to lose the game that we should have won. I don't get it. That's football, because you know what I mean. That's football. You have these days where you get really frustrated with either way how your team plays or with the match officials, but this loss is very hard for me to stomach. Livid is an understatement. I feel that some type of punishment towards the referees need to take place because they fucked up really. I'm sorry.
Well, it's like boxing, right? Judges give their scores, and sometimes they're atrocious. The scores that they give are, you like, what fight did you watch? Because it doesn't match, what everybody else says. So unfortunately, those guys also get away with it. Referees, people's lives at least are not on the line when you're playing footy, but they get away with it. Managers can't even say anything about the ref without facing a suspension. Yet a ref can have the worst game of his life, which the team either loses or wins or draws, and you never know how that'll affect their season. Right. But nothing ever happens to them. So that's rough. We need to definitely improve officiating in the Premier League. It's shocking how bad it is. You'd think that VAR would be the solution. We've seen countless times that's not the case. And then you look at something simple like rugby. You may be able to see in the background. One of the rugby games on, I think it's Scotland and Romania. Rugby have got it right. Rugby do their thing, and there's no issues with VAR in rugby. So I don't quite get it. Why not just use the same technology?
This is a debate that we've been having for years. Ever since VAR has been implemented, we've been having this debate. And it's almost like VAR, they still haven't got it right. Extremely inconsistent. 1 week they draw a line skew. The guy's on sides. He's off sides. He's on sides. They're not doing what they're supposed to do. I don't get it. Like, at what point does the Premier League say, right, all of you cunts, fuck off. Let's implement the rugby technology. At what point does that happen? I don't get it. Like, every single team in the Premier League has to endure this bullshit. And sorry, guys, for my language today, but I am livid. I am beyond livid. This losing in this fashion doesn't sit well with me. It sits well with him, of course. Doesn't sit well with me. I'm livid. I'm gutted. I think it was a very, very tough pill to swallow right at the end, 95th minute, losing the game when we fought so hard, to steal a point. What can we do? Got to move on to the next one, right? Yeah, so that sums up my afternoon with you in the pub.
Yeah, it was a terrible start, the United game, but this guy here had a huge mouth. He was talking a lot of shit. He was laughing. He was having a good time. Of course, I wasn't too happy. I said, watch, I already predicted Spurs are going to smack you. Here it comes. And thank God it happened in the end, because by the end of it, he wasn't, as you can see, not too chuffed. Mouthful of teeth. No smiles.
I'm smiling now.
Yeah, now you're smiling because now you're making peace with it. But it is what it is, unfortunately. For you guys, you were robbed. Fortunately for the rest of the Premier League, who, of course, no one else likes Liverpool, just you guys. The rest of us are laughing. We're having a good time. So yeah, this is how it goes, guys. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, even with VAR.
That's it. That's unfortunately, it is what it is in sports. Yeah, you can't change it. The refs coming out now and saying, "Oh, sorry, we made a mistake," doesn't change the fact that we got 0 points from today's game. I think going forward, definitely something needs to be done about VAR.
Yeah, but we've said this after every ridiculous decision. What is going on? When do we see the improvements? We don't. So I don't know. Are they ever going to do anything about it? To me, it seems this is what it is, and we know it's here to stay because the amount of money that they've put into this. And yeah, unfortunately, it's still pretty shitty.
It is. And unfortunately, we're not going to get around it. We're not going to get away with it. So we can be here all day till we're blue in the face. It's out of our control. Do we like it? No. Can we change it? No. So best to get on with it, right? How about you, Mark? Great result today, huh? City lost.
City lost.
Yes.
Liverpool lost.
Yes.
But unfortunately, United also lost. Geez, what a different game to the midweek game against Palace. Man, we had 19 shots. 19 shots, and we couldn't put the ball in the back of the net, not once. Not even once. So I don't know what to say. I'm hearing some fans already trying to, blame it on Ten Hag out, and all this other crap.
It's ridiculous, right?
Yeah, managers need time.
They do.
Managers need time. We've been through this already. We explained the Arteta thing, explained Klopp. You need time. His first year, he won a trophy. Now in his second year, It's finding it a bit tough. It's got some new players. They're trying to gel. He's trying to change the system to a little more possession-based, and it's not quite working, unfortunately. So,
Fortunately, it's going great for us. I'm enjoying it. Keep going. Whatever he's doing, he must keep going.
yeah, so it is what it is, and the only thing we can do is just start, turning that around, start winning games. You cannot expect to finish in the top 4 if you cannot beat Palace at home. That's ridiculous. So disappointed. And we have 4 games that we could go on and win, get the results we needed and get us in the right frame of mind and get the confidence up before we play City. But when you play like this, geez, what are we going to win one, lose one, draw one, lose another, then play City? Like, what a joke. At this rate, I'm worried about that City game. It could turn ugly. And yeah, if that's the case, the Wolves will be out for Ten Hag. So hopefully we turn things around because it could get real ugly real fast.
Well, it's almost like today's game was almost completely opposite to the game in midweek, the Carabao Cup. I watched that game. You guys were up for it. You guys were winning all the balls. You were playing great football, obviously finalising with goals. And today it's almost like you weren't at the races. Like your final third pass, your decision-making in the final third just wasn't good enough. And ultimately, that's what cost you.
With the guys, to me, they still played well. Defense did it right. Midfield did well. But that final ball, the decision making, like you said, was atrocious. That final ball was not right. Either it was too short, too long, chose the wrong option to pass or shoot when it should have been the opposite. It just, and I saw a lot of this tippy-tappy shit around the box. Like, stop trying to thread the eye of a needle. Stop trying to make the perfect pass, the perfect this, the perfect that. Just slam it. Slam it in the back of the net.
Sometimes you got to put your foot through it, right?
100%. Just go. Just test the keeper.
That's it.
Saying that, like I said, we have 19 shots, but we could have had a hell of a lot more. There's so many times that I'm like, what are you doing? Just have it. Have a shot. Go. Again, yeah, and apologies for the noise.
Background noise.
Yeah, we at the hotel, and there's a bit of background noise from guys' cars, and I like their high performance cars, yeah, in Monaco, and yeah, it's all good. Unfortunately, it's a loss for United. Another one. I think that's 4 out of 7. It's pretty rough. It's one of our worst starts to a season, unfortunately. So it's not looking good. Yeah,
I think it's looking good though. It's looking good to me.
Oh, because this is just the beginning of your losses, you know that? This is how it starts.
Let's not even think of it like that. Let's just, the way Klopp will handle it, he'll be, boys, you guys dug deep. Unfortunate not to win today, but let's keep going. I don't believe that the wheel's going to come off and we're not going to play our football and we're going to go on a heavy losing streak. I don't believe that's going to be the case.
To be fair, you guys played really well with 10 men and really well with 9 men.
Yeah.
You could have easily drawn that game. You could also won that game if that offside didn't go against you. So you guys still play, sad to say and terrible to see, but LFC are playing well. Yeah.
No, they showed character. They showed character today, obviously going, down to 10, after 25 minutes, having to play with 10 for such a long period. And then, the last 20 minutes as well, playing with 9 players. They showed a lot of character. And,
I loved Matip's character. That back of the net own goal. That was
the own goal. Like, Shami, you're so unlucky. There's absolutely nothing he could have done about that. The ball came up to him so quick. I don't know any... I think the reaction time was in less than a split second. So, gutted. Obviously, it's an own goal. But I don't think he could have done much of that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It'll be interesting to see what comes from this. What will be the backlash on VAR. See what press statements come out. Looking forward to reading that. But yeah, gutted. I always knew that the Spurs game would be tough. They have beaten United this season. Now they've beat us. Got a draw with Arsenal. They're playing well. So I knew that today's game.
They're second now. I think second in
they're second in the log. That's right. They're behind City. Yeah. So I knew it was going to be a difficult game. I knew that it was going to be a scrap, but I didn't expect it to turn out like that. Like you saw me moaning about the ref every every 10 minutes. So I couldn't believe what I was seeing. But, I can't change the result. I can't change what has happened. Only thing I can do is get behind the boys, back them, and let's look forward to the next game.
Yeah, let's look forward to another loss for Liverpool and United turning that around and starting to win some games. Yeah, man. Well, thanks so much for joining us, everyone. I thought we'd do a quick video, quick reaction. We're both obviously pretty irritated. But we want to make sure we get something out for you guys to watch and listen to. So, yeah, hope you enjoy this one.
Yeah, Monica edition 101. Thanks for joining us, guys.
See you later.